What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports with another episode of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Coming up here in a few moments, we got 3 Chiefs free agent targets from Bleacher Report, as they kind of did an article breaking down what each team in the NFL could still use after the NFL draft. So we'll get to that here in just a moment. But first, I got to tell you why you need to subscribe to the channel. Number one, we have free and daily Chiefs videos. Free, daily. What isn't there to like about that? Including the latest Chiefs news, rumors, everything out there. We covered the schedule release, all of that good stuff as well. Free agency coverage, draft content. Obviously, the draft is in the rearview mirror, but that'll ramp back up next offseason. Still some free agency buzz like today's show that could still be out there. Player and game analysis as well. Plenty of reasons to subscribe, so hit that sub button and help us get to 55,000 subscribers here on the channel. Hit the sub button here on the Chiefs Report. Coming up, let's dive into today's video. It is the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Like I said, my name is Harrison Graham. We're going to dive into Bleacher Report's article here as they dive into 3 free agent targets for the Kansas City Chiefs. The veteran receiver who has spent his entire career with the New Orleans Saints. We, of course, have talked about receivers a lot on this show because of the Rashee Rice situation, the unknown of how much time he's going to miss there. Speaking of which, more receiver news today. Marquez Valdes-Scantling signing with the Bills, so he's off the market. But here's what Bleacher Report's scouting staff had to say about this. The Chiefs were one of several teams that receiver Zay Jones recently visited before signing with the Cardinals. They could shift their sights to Michael Thomas. If anyone can help him get back to his former glory, it's Reed and Mahomes. And when you look at his last 4 years, by the way, didn't play in 2021 there. I mean, he has not been a big-time player since 2019. 2020, missed 9 games. 2021, did not play. 2022, only played 3 games. Last year, played 10 games and was okay, but it's been a while since he had that historic almost 150 catch, 1,700-plus yard season back in 2019. I think it's pretty clear his dominant days are behind him. Like, Michael Thomas being that big-time number 1 receiver is done. Now, can he be an effective number 3 type of player? I still think he can. I think he can. He has good size still. He can win on slants and stuff like that. Hashtag slant boy. But I do think the Chiefs, and I've said this, need to add a receiver. I would expect Rashee Rice to miss several games minimum. Xavier Worthy's a rookie. I like Marquise Brown, but you need another player there. Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore have been unreliable. So I would get a vet in here. Thomas is obviously risky because he has had so many injuries, but I think when healthy, he could be fairly productive. He'd be 40, 50 yards per game. I don't think he's going to do anything crazy, but could he get 500 yards out of him if he played 12 games? I think that's possible. Would you sign Michael Thomas? What do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Type S for sign or P for pass. I think I would. I don't know if he'd be the top receiver I would sign, but I would certainly have interest here. 2 more players to break down, but first we are sponsored by Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app that exists. 3 million active users on a day-to-day basis with Prize Picks. You should be one of them. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a deposit match up to $100 if you're a first-time customer. The way it works is simple. New lineups every day, 2 to 6 player entries. Got the NBA and NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball, season-long NFL stat projections, which is what we're rolling with here. Patrick Mahomes, we're going to take more on his passing yards. His passing numbers were a tick down last year. I think those tick back up here. 43.50.5. I'll take the more. And Trevor Lawrence, say what you want. He's hit 4,000-plus yards each of the past 2 years, so 3,825.5. I like the more. He also played through injury late last season, so like the more on that one. 10 to win 30, 3x your entry on a 2-player entry right there. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get that deposit match up to $100 for first-time customers. Click and download today. Link and promo code will be in the comments and in the description. Get to our next free agent here. It is Calais Campbell, the defensive lineman who spent last season with the Atlanta Falcons, a few years before that with the Ravens, with the Jags before that. He's bounced around. He's been productive. Bleacher Report says The more concerning area of the defense is the interior. Chris Jones is covered for weaknesses there in the past. Re-signing him was a huge relief for this unit. However, coaxing Calais Campbell to chase a ring with the Chiefs would be a huge addition to shore up the run defense while adding a little pass rushing help. Campbell can play edge and defensive tackle. That is something that I like. In a 4-3, he can play edge or defensive tackle, and he's still productive. You look at how this guy played last year for Atlanta, 17 QB hits, which is the most he's had in several years, 6.5 sacks. He played in all 17 games. PFF graded him out at about an 80 overall, over 80 against the run, close to 70 grade as a pass rusher. His pass rush win rate was over 10%, so he's still a solid player. I think he could come in here, give you 4 to 6 sacks, be a complimentary piece next to Chris Jones on this defensive line, and, play 30, 35% of the snaps, and like Bleacher Report suggested, chase that Super Bowl ring. And then the last one I frankly just don't understand, but we'll talk about it. Dalvin Cook with the New York Jets last year. Remember all the buzz around him last offseason after Minnesota moved on? Who's going to sign him? And the Jets finally did, and God, he was horrific. But here's Bleacher Report on him. The Chiefs, could also use a running back to take on some of Jerick McKinnon's role on a pass as a pass-catching back. Dalvin Cook is going to be 29 years old in August, but he could help with some of that workload. Could he, though? Look at his receiving numbers last year. 15 catches, 78 yards. It's 5.2 a catch. Dalvin Cook is cooked. He's just not good anymore. I think sometimes, especially at these skill positions, we get obsessed with the name on the jersey that we don't realize how bad some of these guys actually are now. Dalvin Cook averaged 3.2 yards per carry, 5.2 yards per catch, and was completely ineffective last year. He wasn't that good the year before for the Vikings, even though he ran for 1,000 yards. Advanced stats showed that. So I'm not interested in Cook. If you want to bring back a pass-catching back, just bring back Jerick McKinnon, who's still available and knows your system. So, yeah, I think Dalvin Cook is just a name at this point. I don't think you're getting any production there. So him, Michael Thomas, Calais Campbell, first two I'm interested in, last one not so much. Now name a free agent that you think the Chiefs should bring in. Drop his name down in the comment section of this video. Who would you like to see the Chiefs sign in free agency? And don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications. NFL schedule drops tomorrow. We will have the full Chiefs slate. We'll react to that and more here on the show. My name is Harrison Graham. See you guys next time.